Welcome to day one of reflection. This 5-day series is going to be focused on exploring the various categories of your own personal lifestyle blueprint. I'm focusing on mine and my categories, but each day I'm going to share my recent observations and reflections on that particular category. Today's reflection is focusing on family. And for me, family is both the family that I was born into and what I consider my chosen family, my closest friends. In these past 3 years almost of having this nomadic entrepreneurial experience, I have been able to spend significantly more time with my family than I had for a really long time. And being away, so I lived out of state, in some cases the other side of the country, from my family for 35 years. So now being in close proximity and spending a lot of quality time at this stage in life has opened up a lot of beautiful things and a lot of tough things and challenging things. So being an adult child coming back home, so to speak, and then sometimes like living with my parents for weeks at a time, living with my brother and his family for weeks at a time, spending a lot more time with close relatives and just seeing them more often, I've found that the roles have evolved. Everybody's lives have changed, and it's really different than when you see them a couple times a year. You come home for a holiday. I was seeing my family a few times a year, but so now getting to know them at this phase in life and allowing them to get to know me has been wonderful. And it's also just cracked open a lot of, I don't know, there's some woulda, shoulda, couldas that come up, but it also has me really thinking about what this next era of my life, this third act or whatever you want to call it, as I round the bend next year, I'll be turning the big 60. So it has me thinking about what I want my life to look like at that point. Very different from the ponderings and the observations and the goals and dreams that I had 35 plus years ago when I was living with family. So that's been very eye-opening. There's also a lot of safety and stability and power in being around people who knew you in your early years. There's a comfort in that I'm finding that I long for and desire more than I have for most of my adult life. I could do an entire series on what it's like to watch your parents age up close and personal at this point. So I won't get into depth about that, but it is a different experience and difficult and beautiful at the same time. Now thinking about my chosen family, those that I'm not related to but by blood, I have so much deep gratitude. So many friends have taken me in at different points where I've stayed with them. I've been able to spend really a lot of quality time. Another blessing of this nomadic lifestyle is I've been able to plan it around being able to see people for different events and spending more quality time instead of bopping in and out of town quickly. So that has been wonderful and beautiful. I've definitely come to realize that it took me a long time to develop a skill in selecting friends and selecting my chosen family. I was not good at it in my early life, and which is probably why I have very few very close friends that knew me from a really young age. So I don't know, I got better at discerning who I'm truly connecting with and where there's a real genuine friendship. I've also noted that our expectations of each other as friends has changed and evolved with age as we're getting older and as many of my friends are approaching a similar season of life to me, but I have a wide range of friends, so that's not always the case. I mentioned the upside of the nomadic life is being able to spend quality time. The downside of the nomadic life is it doesn't extend for too long. It makes it hard to develop that higher, deeper level of emotional intimacy and connection with your closest friends. And it has me really thinking about that. At some point, I'm going to have to stop and stay still in order to develop that level of connection with people. Because as I'm getting older And being a blueprint breaker with no partner right now, no children, no family of my own, although I hate that term, family of my own. I have family, but I find myself asking, who is my chosen family going to be? Like, who am I going to grow old with? Who's going to be there with me and for me in those final years, weeks, months, etc.? So I find myself asking that question. And lastly, I've had some realizations about myself as a friend. I'm really good at connecting with people and maintaining connections long distance over time. So as I'm traveling around nomadically, I'm able to meet up with people that I know that I've met or that I've met online. And so that friendly networking and connection, I'm excellent. I'm also a great friend if the shit hits the fan. If somebody is really struggling and really needs help, needs somebody to lean on, needs some support, needs to pick me up, needs help talking through a problem, solving a problem, great friend when it comes to that. I'm not sure how great of a friend I am when it comes to the day by day, the day in, day out, the being there constantly, filling emotional needs every day for somebody because I'm not there long enough for anybody to do that. And I suspect I've crafted that, and I suspect that it's just something that I want to take a look at further. So let me ask you this to reflect for yourself on family, the family you were born into, and your chosen family. How is that going right now? Where are the highs? Where are the triumphs? Where are the trials and the tribulations? What's working? What's not working? Anything you want to share with me? You can leave a comment. You can send me an email. I would love to hear from you.